Hello, my gorgeous people. This is going to be a short video. I'm thinking of making them shorter and shorter, so not to bore you. But I thought it would be a very interesting video because you guys know I like to research stuff sometimes when I have the time. So these are all my thoughts and opinions based on public information in the public domain. Please do your own research, and this is for entertainment purposes only. You know, I was wondering, I've been thinking a lot about title holders, and people who currently hold titles. For example, the Duke of York. And, because the Queen, our most gracious Queen, has been on the throne for such a long time, we forget who were the previous title holders. And I've forgotten that the Queen Elizabeth's father was the previous Duke of York. So it shows you how much the Queen loves Prince Andrew by conferring onto him that title, which was so close to her heart, which really makes it even worse given what Prince Andrew's behavior and Sarah's behavior. I mean, the fact that they have belittled, denigrated, tainted that what once was a grand, dignified title and turn it into like a cheap debit card at Walmart's, because that's what Sarah Ferguson is doing. Putting, here you have soap, yeah, put the title to it, get me money. You have and now with Meghan Markle and Harry. So I started wondering, where does the dukedom of Sussex come from? And it got me thinking that maybe Her Majesty, it was Her Majesty the Queen's way of saying how she felt about what was going on. Okay, so it will be very quick. Of course, it's more extensive, but I'll just give you the gist of it. And please comment and let me know what you think. The Duke of Sussex, the Dukedom of Sussex, was created in 1801 by King George III, who conferred it upon his son, Prince Augustus, who was his sixth son. And interestingly enough, Prince Harry is sixth in line to the throne. So one similarity. The title became extinct in 1843, in spite of the fact that he had male children, and I'll tell you why. In 1793, the Duke of Sussex, the former Duke of Sussex, married without the king's consent. And therefore, his marriage was annulled, and his children were considered illegitimate and could not inherit the title, the Duke of Sussex title. When he remarried again in 1831, the Duke of Sussex, he also again remarried again without the king's consent, against his wishes. And therefore, whatever children he bore or he had could not inherit the title of Duke, and it became extinct until 2018 when the Queen created it again. So it is very unfortunate that the Queen approved Harry's marriage, because had he married Meghan without the Queen's consent, the marriage would not be valid, and therefore he wouldn't have gotten any more titles to begin with, and secondly, none of his children would have been in the line of succession. And yeah, so it's quite interesting. Do you think that was Her Majesty's way of saying to Harry, I don't approve of this, I don't approve of what's going on? Because let's face it, neither Meghan nor Sarah are people of any moral virtues or qualities. Both are liars, both deceive, both are mercenaries of dignity, because they don't have any. But that's just my opinion. Meghan is a woman who is out for a buck, and she married somebody who has her same lack of values. you know. And so it's really interesting to see how Harry and Prince Andrew both have chosen really, really terrible partners. But that's who they choose, because you usually choose someone you align your values with, you know. What do you guys think? Do you think that was Her Majesty's tacit way of saying, you know what, I don't approve of what's going on, you know, but because of public opinion, she couldn't find any reason why not to. In fact, the only thing that Meghan had going for her was the fact that her mother was biracial, because Meghan's mom is biracial. Not that it matters, but it's the truth. So therefore, her daughter was more ethnic than Harry was, because Harry's also has in his ancestors Black people. So I am really wondering about that. You know, it's incredible, this conferring of titles. I just wanted to say something else too. Thank you that we all agreed to respectfully disagree. You know, I have friends that, I mean, believe it or not, I have friends, very good friends of mine, who are Messi fans. For those of you who know football, you know what that means in the world of football. And yet, we're able to talk about it, you know, and laugh about it, and, you know, and disagree heartily about it. Because you all know I love Cristiano Ronaldo. So it's the same with politics. I am not really a Republican nor a Democrat. I'm more of an independent. And I usually tend to look at the qualities of the president, and I vote accordingly. Now, I don't believe in people hiding behind sanctimonious things, stopping others from voicing their views. So yeah, you know, I don't have a problem with people. And you know, I do not delete comments. If they get deleted, it's not by me. I am not very techie. I am still learning how to do a lot of stuff. But let's agree to respectfully disagree. Okay, and even we can make jokes about it. Have you any idea how many political jokes I make with my friends or on any other topics? I even had a girlfriend of mine. She's a very good friend. She is a very good friend of mine, and we have completely different religions. I'm a Catholic, and bless her heart, she's trying to turn me to Buddhism. You know, I mean, and we laugh. I mean, we laugh all the time. I mean, one day we spent 2 hours talking about it, and trying to convert me. You know, it didn't happen. It didn't happen. I mean, I do admire her, but that's it. So I get a lot of sugars writing emails to me, being very horrible about things, and that's fine. I mean, but fanatism is never good with anybody. My purpose of talking about Harry and Meghan and even Sarah Ferguson is for undesirable people with very little morals or no morals at all, who pretty much are criminals in my book anyways, using titles that represent dignity, that represent honor, that represent something better than we are, that we aspire to be. And when I see those titles being used by the likes of Meghan Markle and Sarah Ferguson, Prince Harry and Prince Andrew, it does bother me that they have no accountability, because even King George III held his kids accountable and said, you married against my wishes, you know what the consequences are. And I do feel that that has been lacking in Her Majesty's reign, that she hasn't been firm, and she has allowed her children to get away with whatever they want, to the point that, can you imagine, just keep perspective of things, that the previous title holders of the Dukedom of York, Duke and Duchess of York, were King George V, Queen Elizabeth's father, and the Queen Mother, who held those. I mean, those people were grand. They were amazing. And look at the holders of those titles today, Prince Andrew and Sarah. That gives you an idea of how low the dignity, the honor of the royal household has fallen. And that you have the likes of Harry and Meghan Markle. I mean, it makes me want to throw up thinking about it, abusing that. So those are just so to keep things in perspective. King George and Queen Mother, former Duke and Duchess of York, Prince Andrew and Sarah Ferguson. And we have the former Duke and Duchess of Sussex, who was a prince, who married without the king's consent and whose marriage was annulled. I hope that's a message, and it would be nice if the Queen had held Harry accountable and not given her approval to that marriage. But what do you guys think?